Good afternoon, Dominica. Welcome to another edition of Life of, let me say, Talk on the Block. Welcome to Talk on the Block for today. It is Tuesday. It is the last day in the month of June 2026. And of course, you're tuned in to the big station Q95. Talk on the Block is on this afternoon. My name is Dr. Thompson Fontaine, sitting in for Matt Peltier. And on today's Talk on the Block, we are going to be opening up the lines to just allow you to say what you wanted to say all week long. We'll give you an opportunity to discuss the various issues and topics that matters to you. So we're in for a really wonderful afternoon today. It's a beautiful day on the child of Dominica. And as we say sometimes in the countryside, soleil cafante. It's been hot, very hot. Which, by the way, is a reminder, of course, to all of us that we are in the hurricane season. Today marks the end of the first month of the hurricane season. So far, quiet. So far, so good. But remember, the more difficult times are ahead. The season really peaks towards the end of July into August. So we still have a long way to go. Month 1 of 6 down. Well, not quite 6, more like 5 months. So the first month gone, 4 to go. But we're very hopeful that this year will be a good one for us. So let's hope and let us pray. But this is Talk on the Block. It is Tuesday. And we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we will be opening up the lines to allow you to say your piece here on Talk on the Block.
We are in the hurricane season. Stay informed by tuning in to Q95 FM radio for updates on the storm's path and any evacuation orders. Knowledge is power during a hurricane.
I have a surprise from Mosquito Road and Clyde. Pop makes all of them die. Don't bother with the long chat, Pop tell you why. Pop makes all of them die.
Times are hard, but you've got to include Pop on your grocery list to protect you and your family against all flying and crawling insects, especially dengue mosquitoes. Pop's powerful formula kills insects fast. Pop is best on pets.
Pop makes all of them die.
Get serious, get back.
Pop make all of them die.
Madam Boboy Madi, Laupali, Idikote Bryce and Company. Yele Rice and Company, the only company I know with Bryce was cooking butter and back and neck. Now with the last valley short, I said Bryce. In the old plus nefla, where you have a roofing material and seamless guttering. Yes, 24 gauge carbonate, all colors. Ever open Nipu gas peel agent, they program the computer to give you the exact size you want. And the seamless guttering, aluminum, that can better withstand the elements you have in an easy way. So no leaking after a while. And so much more. Bryce and Company, the at by 8 bank close to the old mill at Enfield. Telephone 617-2468.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We're ready.
We're ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We're ready.
We are ready.
We are ready. The season of big matches and big moments. Watch the World Cup live on Digital Plus TV. The front row seat to every match, every moment. Digital Plus TV, bringing you closer to the game. Tio Kukule, Pesa Nuka Bwe, Tio Kukule, Pesa Mune Bwe, Bele Kukule, Nuka Chede Bo, Selma Kukule, Pave Ami Encore. Bakalaje, 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 Tio Nueme Kukule, Bakalaje, 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 Tio Nuka Kukule, Bakalaje, 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 Bakalaje. No me cubure. Bacalache. 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 No cubure. Drink responsibly. Auto Trade introduces our newest line of lubricants, Valvoline, America's first branded motor oil. Valvoline has been formulating and improving motor oil longer than any other brand. From the world's first racing oil to the world's first synthetic blend, Valvoline has been trusted in engines around the world for over 150 years. Make the switch today. Choose Valvoline, the original motor oil. At Auto Trade, we only recommend the best in quality because at Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle. It's a relationship. Valvoline Lubricants, now distributed by Auto Trade.
Welcome back to Talk on the Block, and we, as we said, opening up the lines to your calls. And let me say good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Dominica. Good afternoon, St. Joseph. Go and register Mero Bells. Layu. Go and register Dominica by extension. Good afternoon, Dr. Fontaine. I want to say a special congratulations to the Pekin St. Joseph, Honorable Monel William, John Baptist. You know, I had the opportunity in the early days of their meeting, listen to her, you know, probably the first time things she going up. I used to hear about her, you know, but that time I take a keen interest to understand her. And I gotta tell you, I believe it was all over for Dominica, but I have never seen Dominica has so much honest people. Even when everybody was calling it Giorgio is she we want, she would take on her own and call people to challenge or to put up their name for that very same position. You know, she take command of her meeting. You know, when it comes to financing, she say no, she don't want to responsible of that. The people have to know of their finances. I have never seen a person with such energy, honesty, and I really pleading. They have denied this young lady that opportunity under Monel St. Joseph would be in a much better place today. St. Joseph Bells, stop making lie, you probably scary fool on you. Dr. Fontaine need dashing. You don't need handout from him. Dr. Fontaine, I want to ask you a question. As an economist, as the next prime minister, if you get that position, and I have no doubt the Dominican people will take you into consideration, from the first passport that Dominica will sell to get that money in return, will you tell the Dominican people how much passports so you sell and how much money coming in as the next Prime Minister of Dominica? Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. And since you asked me a question, I'll answer you. Of course, we have already made it clear, though, that the United Workers' Party government will phase out the CBI program. We don't see that as a sustainable way forward for our country. But we have also pledged to be transparent and accountable to the Dominican public. So that means giving every bit of information about where the revenues are coming from, what is sold, what is not sold. We will be a transparent government. And as we've said repeatedly, we have also adopted a zero corruption policy within our government. And so that is how we're going to be doing as this government of the United Workers' Party, full and complete transparency to the people of Dominica. All right. I would like you to listen to this. It's about 8 minutes long, but it's a very interesting discussion topic for us this afternoon. It's all happening here on Talk on the Block. So let's listen to this.
Good afternoon, my brothers and sisters of Rosa North and by extension Dominica. May the good Lord continue to bless us and protect us and guide us. I'm lying here and I'm listening and looking at the activities in Rosa North. Do we realize what is going on? Are we thinking critically of what is going on in Rosa North? Here is a party in government facing a by-election in Rosa North, not of an opposition as a result of an opposition resignation, but of a party member, a minister, and a parliamentarian on the government side who have resigned and hoping to be replaced by a new candidate. And the level of expenditure, the level of resources being pumped into that Rosa North constituency to ensure that the new candidate wins. Who is the threat to that new candidate? If that amount of resources and money and effort is being placed for the Labour Party to win that Rosa North constituency, isn't the opponent very strong in that constituency? It's just logical. I mean, if Labour Party had done its work for the 4 years that they had a parliamentary representative, a minister in that constituency should have been a walkover win for the Labour Party. Ghani, for the past 4 years, wasn't a threat to Labour. Ghani not having contested the 2022 sham election gave Labour the opportunity to grab that constituency, which they did. What have they done for that constituency that now requires them to spend that kind of money, that kind of resources to ensure that they win back the seat? Isn't Danny a powerful guy? Danny hasn't done a stroke of campaigning yet, except to go and walk around. Yet still those guys are there day in, day out, night in, night out, campaigning hard to ensure that they win the Rosa North constituency. Are we not thinking of that? Especially UWP and opposition supporters. Don't you realize how powerful you are? Fudani, do not underestimate your power and your influence in this by-election. Now I hear fellas getting LPO for blocks, cement, sand, gravel, lumber, hardware materials, even toilets. Fellas say now they can flush their toilet. They couldn't flush toilets for 4 years. And all you have had saying that in public. For 4 years you have been disregarded attention hasn't been paid to you, and now on the eve of a by-election to bribe you to vote for them, they're giving you all kinds of things. What's going to happen in the next 4 years and 5 years? You're going to go back to square one? Come on, people, think of it. Think of it. The power is in your hand. Do not allow those guys to play with the power that you have. Stop allowing them to bribe you, to influence you with material things. Think for yourself. 4 years now, they had the opportunity to do what they're doing now. On the eve of an election, they come in with their bram music with free food, free drink, free bouillon music, flags all over the place, to win a constituency that they had control over for the last 4 years. Think of it, people. Think of it. You can make the difference. Do not allow them to tell you, oh, Dan is this and Dan is that. They had the constituency. They had the resources all the time. All the money and all the resources they are pumping into the constituency now, they could have done it in the last 4 years or during the last 4 years. They never did it. Open up all your mind. Open up all your catch. Why now they want to come and give you toilet paper and give you toiletries and give you materials to do this and do that? Why now? Why now? I'm appealing again to the youth, and I'm appealing to people in Roseau North. Do not shortchange yourself. Do not underestimate the power that you have. If you didn't have power, if it didn't matter, they would not be doing that. If you didn't have power, and the power is in your vote, and you realize that is the only reason why they're doing this. Because they were there for 4 years, they could have done it in the first year, in the second year, in the third year, in the fourth year. If the parliamentary representative did not resign, you would have been in the same position until general election. On the eve of a general election, they would have come with the same bribery and treating nonsense. A by-election has taken them to do what they're doing now when they had 4 years to do it. Open up all your mind, people. Open up all your minds. See beyond your nose. See beyond the little $500 they're giving you, the little sewer bowl they're giving you, the little blocks they're giving you. See beyond that. So think about the future of your children. They come in now with their brang, loud music all night long. Up until after 9 last night, they didn't care shit about disturbing the hospital. They don't care shit about disturbing the elderly living in the area, about students who are preparing for exam, their CXCs. They don't care damn about the universities, all university students living in all around the savannah in all kinds of apartments, Airbnbs. They don't give one shit. All they care about is winning Roseau North at all costs. Right? That is all they worried about. People, open up all your minds and just disregard labor. Please. Think about all your future. Do not get excited about the envelope they're giving you, about the material they're giving you. They could have bettered your lives 4 years ago. They had 4 years to do it. The only reason they're doing it now is for your vote. Lord God, have mercy on my people. Open up their eyes, please, Jesus. Open up their eyes.
Greetings, everybody. I have a concern, and I think I'm going to.
Open up their eyes. Open up their eyes. Very strong and powerful plea there. As we go back to the telephones, good afternoon. Good afternoon. You are on Talk on the Block. Good afternoon, caller. Go ahead, please. Good afternoon, caller. You're on Talk on the Block. Hello, go ahead, please. Good afternoon, caller. You are live. You're listening. Please listen to my voice. You are on live. Good afternoon. All right. Person is not ready.
Zam, you've gone a little further than I have, and I believe you're wise in doing what you've done and saying what you've said. I mean, we've asked these guys to resign. They've not. They've kept on. But I believe this is a time. I believe, if there ever was a time, I agree, for a call up for government of national, this government cannot rule Dominica anymore. They're tired. They've shown themselves to be corrupt. They have no more the mandate of heaven. They've lost it. They've lost it. The people are listless. The economy is in ruins. The young people are on drugs. They waste the money on mystery hotels and friends, civil servants like Capitolian have hotels. I mean, it's just too much. It's too much. So they need to resign because they've all been implicated in this money laundering scheme with all these international bandits. That's not because I say so or you say so. It's all there. The evidence is there. What more do we want? What more do we want? We had a guy brought from Antigua, Choxy, and it's alleged that high officials of the police met the man on the wharf, beaten up, and yet they charged the guy with illegal entry, when obviously he was kidnapped and brought to Dominica by force. I mean, what kind of country is this where we have 2 people killed over the past decade or so in police custody, not one trial, not one conviction, an Academy Award winning investor in Dominica, with his own money, builds a hotel, helps the community, is in Dominica for more than a decade. Never sat with the guy to create a animation industry. This is a guy who did Titanic, The Matrix, Jurassic Park. We have a man like that of that caliber being abused on a public road. Huh? But once did the police arrest the abuser? The man and his girlfriend or his paramour or whatever, his partner, killed, brutally burnt. And a government that can go to Trinidad and other places and get high-powered lawyers to come and abuse Dominicans who are trying to stand up for democracy, cannot find money to hire former FBI agents or Scotland Yard agents or Royal Canadian Mounted Police agents or forensic and other investigative specialists from all over the world to assist our police officers in prosecuting efficiently this crime, hire some prosecutor who was killed in prosecuting criminal matters to come and assist with the real likelihood that this guy now may escape justice. Dominica is really calling out now. And I don't care what they say about Trump because, this stuff has been going on before Trump. Nothing to do with Trump. I mean, Trump has his issues, and that's for the American people to deal with. But the issues in Dominica have been smoldering. The fire, in fact, has been raging for a long time in the misdeeds that these guys have done. But because they've had the money and the complicity of a distracted nation, we've now come to this point in time. And I totally agree with you. Give me a call. I'm going to be heading out.
going to do some exercises and head out because I can't sleep. I have not really been able to sleep. Thank you.
You're listening to Talk on the Block. The issues that are of importance to you have been aired this afternoon. Situation in Roseau North, and this endless attempts by this government to bribe and otherwise entice persons to vote with a monetary gift. Bribery and treating, it's called. It used to be in our laws. It has been removed, largely removed by this government. The unchecked influence of money. And you heard from Gabriel Christian there say it has been happening for a while. And if you don't believe me, I would like you to listen. I would like you to listen to this. Or before we do, let's go to the telephone. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon, Dr. Fountain.
Yes, good afternoon.
And your listeners at home and abroad.
Yes, indeed. Tell us what's in your mind.
I agree with Gabriel Christian totally. And I heard a clip you played earlier on. I was saying that the fact that this government, who have been in government for 26 years and a couple of months, are now in the Roseau North constituency spending and, all around the place with red and all of these things, indicate that they are not strong there and they're trying to do all they can. I have no issue with a party doing what it can to win a seat, but the kind of expenditure is going on there and the fact that people are being paid. And anybody who listen and view the event on Sunday will see this candidate, McDougall, whatever is her name. She was not comfortable on that stage. You could see she's not part of them and so on. She's just doing this thing because she's a purchased candidate. And that is what is happening. And it's so sad in Dominica. People are being paid to contest. They're not contested out of their good intention to serve the community, serve the constituency, but they're being paid to come forward. And a lot of our young people are being, spoiled in that regard. They're being bribed in that regard. And they're being used and so on in that regard. And the Labour Party is looking for people to prop them up. And we in the opposition have been speaking about a collaborative effort to work together for the good of the country. And we are now talking about a collaborative effort between the Labour Party and other parties. I don't know which other parties in Dominica that will see the Labour Party being there for 26 plus years. They have really saddened the country with debt. We have all of the CBI money, and we were good in CBI, and all of a sudden, things are gone out. And I heard the Prime Minister criticizing me about the point that you made that the CBI program will be looked at and phased out, and so on. The CBI program, the way it has run, has cost us our visa issued entering the United States. And we always have visa going to the U.S. But the fact is now, good people, innocent people, people who have been very loyal in their country, very well behaved, they are being refused visa. And then the Prime Minister took it for a joke, and he have a clown somewhere in Trinidad who also believes he must behave like a joke and come on this thing and talk about visa. When things are happening that is affecting the country, you have to find ways to resolve it. I'm looking at St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Grenada. When they had an issue in the United States, they sat down, they put together a team of persons, and they look at it. I think Grenada had recently a fish issue where the United States had banned their fish entering the United States. And they sat down, they put together a panel, and they negotiated with the United States, and now the United States is back taking their fish, and so on. So that's how you behave as a government. You don't allow things to happen, and when it happens, sort of addressing it, you make a mockery out of it. And that's what we have seen this government is doing. And they have a supporter, a few supporters, who, as far as they're concerned, making a mockery of this thing. You don't make mockery of people's life. You try your utmost to help to see how you can improve people's situation. So when you look at that Sunday event, the McDougall girl, whatever is her name there, was uncomfortable on the stage. You can see that. and to talk about people will no longer go to St. Vincent, St. Kitts, and not St. Vincent, St. Kitts, St. Martin to look for better opportunities. I mean, her government is there for 26 plus years, and she is saying to the young people that the government she's running for, the parties who are contesting for us in the government, have not done well for you. That's why you have to go to St. Vincent, St. Kitts. You have to go to St. Lucia. You have to go to St. Martin to look for better opportunity, Antigua and so on. So it's really an indictment on the stewardship of the Labour Party, and rather campaigning on their achievement, they're talking this foolishness about who expired, who not expired. So if they feel that Donny is expired, then Skerritt is expired. Blackwell is expired. Vince Anderson is expired. They are recycled people, and so on. And rather come and talk about what they have done for the last 20 years in the Roseau North constituency and how they will continue to improve the Roseau North constituency, they are swimming mud and really getting involved in low politics, gutter politics. And that's really the mantra of the Labour Party. It's a disgrace that we have that kind of party in a government in Dominica. So I support Gabriel Christian 100% on what he just said a while ago. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for your intervention. Indeed, very, very timely one of that. And you know, we were talking about this, about, you know, some of the transgressions, if you like, of the Dominica Labour Party. And we want you to listen to this one. We're going to go back in time just a little bit and bring you this one.
I'm saying to you, this government have been focusing on corrupt practices. So when you see they are doing projects involving only concrete and no productive sector projects, no agriculture, you know they are trying to hide the money for concrete. So you go up in the valley, concrete fixing potholes. You come in Roseau and Fields Lane, concrete fitting potholes. You go down on the West Coast, concrete fixing pothole. They come with a bridge, $18 million, concrete. Remember what they are doing. And that is why I'm asking them to resign. I'm asked because they have to. I'm asking now. I'm asking them now to resign. And I'm asking Gregor Nassif to write an open letter to the Prime Minister asking him now to resign, because he said that when the evidence is there, he would write.
Wow, I could not have said this better. I could not have said it better. And I'm sure you will recognize this voice there. That has the voice of Joseph Isaac in this one, calling on the mass resignation of the cabinet, he says, that has failed and embroiled in corrupt practices. So, all right, you judge for yourself. We are having an open line this afternoon here on Talk on the Block, so you can feel free to call in and say what is on your mind. But we're also going to be playing for you as we move along this afternoon some more, quite a bit of voicemails lined up for you. But let's go to the telephone. Good afternoon to you.
Hey, good afternoon, Dr. Function. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay, I just heard a clip in there of Joseph Isaac. And what comes to mind is what he mentioned in there about corruption. This thing, they still exist. So what has changed that caused him to go where he go and even speaking a different language? I really don't understand this guys, because that's what you were chanting down. You are in there, it is the same or even worse. It's still, you still have concrete patching roads. You still have concrete projects going on and kickbacks. The $80 million bridge kickback. Imagine even the minister has resigned now was part of that project. So with all that's going on now, you're in there. And is it okay now? I don't understand this guy. And that's why sometimes you say don't blame the people, but if we were a different active citizenry, all this nonsense would not happen, because that guy would not be able to stand up to say the things he said, and then to make the move that he made now. And I understood on Sunday he was on a platform violating the Constitution and standing up there as the Speaker of the House talking on a Labour Party platform endorsing a Labour Party candidate. We are in a sad place, but the people need to wake up. That's all I can say, because I keep saying that, and people seem to be tolerating all these things, even with the situation where you mentioned about
Gregor.
Gregor Nassif. Right now, even Gregor Nassif is speaking about what is going on, and the people and them still quiet. We need to ask people of influence to speak. The people of influence are speaking, but we are still not acting. That's my contribution for the afternoon. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you.
Continue to do what you're doing. Yeah.
Yes.
God
Thank
bless.
you.
Nice.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you very much.
Them support. I'm telling you guys on the block, when they come to you, you have to always ask for property, land, because they are milking our country and killing this country. You have to think big. And that is why we are calling on all the block guys in Grand Bay, in St. Joe, in Roseau, in Grand Fort, in St. Joe, in Maho, in Newton, to stand up with us. Tell them what we want them to do. We're going to remove this. We're going to remove this. They have to.
All right. You heard it. You heard it. You heard it. Let's go back to the telephones. Good afternoon to you.
Play it again, you know what I mean? Because you see, that is really informing the people. You understand? It's a cost for money, and it's a Isaac this, and it's a Isaac that. Isaac have an exact pay about 5 people. You understand? I think the whole type of them should pay. One me and the other. The scary must go this, that. You understand? Because I mean, those fellas, I don't know, educated men, you know, Isaac is highly educated. So I don't believe Isaac should be playing that kind of marble kind of a game. But you see again, I want to give, people can say what they want, but I want to give Scary all the forms up. You understand? Mr. Scary, big up to you. You know why? The psychology that we are using on Dominicans there, and they are not understanding. I want to applaud you for, you know, that type of psychology, because that one there, I think you have some people under your foot, pressure button, everything. So I want to give you foremost for that. Who say I'm mad this afternoon, that's their business, but I give him Scary all his points. Unless you cannot follow Scary on his stupid, for not to boogie like how he was boogieing Goodwill there. I want nobody to come and tell me nothing about Scary again, because Scary no law, no constitution, just them with hot water, all kind of thing is supporting. You understand? And nothing not taking place. I see lawyers in their A and their B and their social degree, they sit down on their butts and they enjoying all the work and they on. So you know it's going. Now let's get to the point in closing fast there, because other people want to call. I call in on the trial rep of Newton. I call in on the minister. I call in on the president. I call in on Mr. Blackmore. I call in on Skerrit. I call in on Melissa. This is the cowboy man speaking this afternoon. I would like you all, ministers, Mr. Blackmore, Mr. Skerrit, Melissa, the president, whoever, and Newton Tarrant. Let us make a wrong around the city. Let us make a wrong goodwill. You can walk, you can drive, you can do anything you want. Take your time to go up Newton and make wrong in the town. Is it right to be going down in a pothole like that? Badang? Is it right? You are not driving on the road? Huh? Tell me something. You are not seeing it, you are not feeling it. We talk about Newton and night man, they're going to fix up Newton Road. They start catching when they were going to open the hotel. I think was something good they were going to do. I say, hippie hooray, my bike will go down in the hole like clever again. Oh, no, blow my tire burst. $250 for a tire by Daga. Thank you, Daga. You give it to me for 200. You understand what I mean? Who's going to pay me back for that? Nobody. And they're telling us to pay road maintenance. We stone to green. And when Gatakan fixing the road, they have Baba Green. What is happening? Come, one of you come on the radio station where we can ask all the questions and tell us what is really happening. We have a truck which is a dumper with about 10 men and it's turned to green there on top of it. They don't have Baba Green. They cannot have Baba Green. And when I was smaller in the 80s, in the 70s, Public Works had a big mixer shaking everybody's house. And the stones, you wasn't seeing it like that. They had a truck mixing up the colas well time hot. Fellas putting hot and cold colas digging the road one way and the cola staying on top of the road with the stone on the road. When one truck passed and water passed, everything come out. And they're telling you, fixing the road. Come on, man. Let us do something constructive for Dominica, for the people that pay their license and insurance, and we'll be irate. Thompson Fountain is doing a good job from the time that you have come in. Is hot topics, is not cautioning topics. Nothing like Matrix Roro, and everybody will understand who is Thompson Fountain. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to the mountain, not fountain. He's a mountain. He have a lot of ideas, and that is why I'm going to say, and I'm not cursing nobody, and that is why. Spread the bread, you know. Spread the bread in the ass. Spread the bread. Mountain the radio. Okay? Officers, in closing, let us check the Bayfront. Too much transport parking on the left and the right, and you still have to bend to go by Social Security. Do something about that. How comes the toilet taking so much time to finish? I see how much different people working on the toilet by the ferry terminal. Tell me who paying for it. Is it me or is it you? Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, caller. Talk on the block indeed. We are back with the telephones. Good afternoon.
Dr. Thompson.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. One thing I want to tell you, people like that, if you don't stop them, they're not stopping at all. Eh? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Remodel your home? Visit Universal Elegance today, where comfort meets style. Whether you're looking to uplift your living room, bedroom, kitchen, or bathroom, we've got all the perfect pieces to transform your space. From cozy sofas, elegant dining sets, home electronics, to home appliances. But that's not all. We've got a lot of amazing deals and prices for you as well. Hurry in today at Universal Elegance. Call us at 448-5100 or visit our appliance department at 45 Great George Street, opposite the Austin's University, or our homes department next to the Green Supermarket. Also, you can shop online at www.buymuslims.com. Come in, your dream room awaits you.
Universal Elegance.
Locally born, locally grown.
The place to shop for homes.
Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dr. Fountain, Dr. Thompson Fountain.
Yes, sir.
I saw a post recently that made me smile. It's Tony Astafan. Apparently, when Joseph Isaac first got into politics, Tony Astafan is blasting him and saying, "I do not know Joseph Isaac. I've never spoken to him, but I know why he got into politics." And then he goes on to list all of Joseph Isaac's debt. Debt that he didn't pay for a factory shed. Debt that he didn't pay Social Security, who sued him. And on he goes. But then I'm looking at this and I'm saying, but hold on a second. So when he crosses the floor, who paid off all that debt? Who settled his debt with Social Security? Who settled his debt for the rental with the government industrial site? And who made him? He's such an unreliable character. Who made him Speaker of the House, second to the President of the country? I'm just shaking my head. They themselves, the same Tony Astafan and his good friend Roosevelt Skerrit, raised that same guy he's criticizing so badly to the second highest position in government. How does that work? If he was so terrible, how come he's such a good guy just because he walked across the floor? And who paid for his debts? Where did that money come from to pay these debts off? These are questions that the public should know. And every time I hear Roosevelt Skerrit talking about how well oiled his campaign is, I ask myself, where is that money coming from? And Mr. Skerrit, I am not going to accept, go to hell, it's not your business. Because here is Tony Astafan making it our business, talking about the death of Joseph Isaac. If you can talk about the death of Joseph Isaac, that's not my business so much as you and me wanting to know where your campaign funding is coming from. I believe that's equal game. You cannot tell me go to hell, it's not my business. Where are you getting this money from? And I'm asking again, all this well-oiled campaign money, where is it coming from? And I dare to say, I'm asking a question. Is it coming from the CBI funds? Is it leaking out? That's a question, Mr. Thompson Fountain. A citizen just asking a question. Is it coming from the CBI unaccounted funds? Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for this. Let's go back to the telephone. Good afternoon.
Right, so praises, thanks, blessings, and glory to all those who sacrifice their personal safety and security, trying to elevate mankind to humanity. Doug, blessings to your family, sir.
Yes, blessings. Good afternoon.
Blessings to you, and thank you, sir. Doc, I tune in about 20, 25 minutes into the thing. Do you have an open line?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Doc, can you recall there was a census conducted a couple of years ago and the report was never published?
Correct. Yes.
Now, what is happening in Dominica, it is quite strategic and systematic. It is deliberate. It is by design. Doc, everything that is falling apart is not coincidental or accidental. It's deliberate. Doc, all the farm roads that were abandoned. Doc, do you know all in the region, Black Sigatoka and these governments conquer Black Sigatoka and are still exporting bananas, Doc?
Correct. That is correct. St. Lucia.
Can you recall? Yes. Okay, can you recall that man tell people to cut down their farms and burn and spray and all of that? Can you recall that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, were there any rehabilitation program to replant the bananas, Doc?
Not that I'm aware of. We just went out of bananas. You can barely get one to eat.
Never put any monies into a replanting program. Doc, when you see the farm roads are bad, hucksters are going to suffer because hucksters cannot traverse, or even the farmers traverse this kind of rugged roads. Donkeys are afraid of, Doc, and four wheels. To go and plant like they used to. Now everybody running away from the farms, and Haitians are struggling with all second-hand vehicles, Doc. By the time they buy a second-hand vehicle, Doc, give it a couple months and all you hear is breading. Everything is falling apart. Doc, those roads are impassable, Doc. Mm-hmm. So now, where's the cannabis industry now? Where is the cannabis industry? He promised to put farmers back to work, young men and young women. You could set up an agro-processing plant, and with the same marijuana can be processed in that agro-processing plant. Isn't that so, Doc?
That is correct, yeah.
All of our wasted fruits and guys struggling to sell fish. They have fish on ice, waiting hours upon hours. Those who haven't got ice, people can get fish poisoning and all of that, rather than take your fish into an agro-processing plant where it can be processed, and we have our fresh fish being processed, Doc. Doc, so you have the frog. Where is it? A Cuban tree frog, Doc?
I'm not sure where it came from, but we have the frog. We have these frogs and the snails, the giant snails. All of these created a real threat to the agriculture, yeah.
Yeah, the giant snail. You have Black Sigatoka now. They talk about a coconut disease. Mm-hmm. A fella just telling me, oh, you have a Chinese disease. I never said that, boss. Don't come and put words in my mouth. There is a termitis disease. And when I meet you personally, Doc, I'll tell you what kind of disease it is. Mm-hmm. You know, when a termite infestation unknowing to you, Doc, all of a sudden you're walking through your floor, or you lean on your partition and you go outside, or you go through the floor, Doc?
Correct. Yes. Exactly.
Okay, we don't say nothing. I'm about to conclude, Doc. So, Doc, all the billions of dollars that are missing, all the mansions that are being built by these honorable criminals, Doc. I giving it to them. I said honorable, Doc, so please don't cut me off. These people, Doc, these people are deliberately impoverishing the people of Dominica. So all of them will run away, and then they will have Dominica all for themselves. Foreigners and those passport holders, citizens by investment, or citizens by holding our passports and all of that. And Dominica will be their own little Epstein Island, Doc. And Doc, don't you assess the situation in conclusion? Tidy both of them. The consensus that was conducted and the report was not made public, Doc. And the way Dominicans are running out of Dominica, and with your naked eyes, you can see Dominica empty, Doc, Monfend, it a fortnight again. You're not seeing people, you're seeing a lot of vehicles, and one was on Kyrie with the Prime Minister saying, oh, they're saying people poor. Look at the kind of vehicles people have on the road. Doc, you know, I can have a set of gold chains in my neck and it's not mine, Doc, and my children and my wife suffering.
Correct.
Have a blessed one, my brother. Take care of yourself.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one. Let's go back to the telephone. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Thompson. Good afternoon, Thompson.
Yes, good afternoon.
Well, listen to me properly. The Quapo, the frog they have there from, not from Cuba, it's from Guadeloupe, from Jawi. There's thousands of Quapo lads in Guadeloupe. So when these dumpers and whatever come from Jawi, they don't watch them. I just come in Dominica, this Dominica. Get a snake in Guadeloupe, big snake, and in Dominica, the place is made up things. And it's very dangerous. If someone holds that like a frog and the milk go there, they partially bad. Because partially bad is very dangerous. That's what about first. That's all about it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for this information. You know, as Blessings was talking about the census, can you imagine that we do not know what the population of Dominica is like? The only thing we know is that it is going down. And from all of the indications, in fact, last week, we spoke about the grade 6 assessment results. And it was observed that less than 800 students sat the exam. Now, if you compare those 800 to close to 1,600 about 10 years ago, that tells you that the population is declining. It's almost half the number of students doing exams now within that age group. So it means that the people of childbearing age are leaving the island, and we are simply not able to replenish, if you like, those who through old age and other reasons die. And so it is clear that the population is shrinking, and I suspect that the census would have revealed a really, really low population. That may be one of the reasons why the results were never published. So we still don't have the official information, which is a shame, because you need that kind of data to help policy, to help to plan and so on. And I remember, in fact, the last good census that was conducted was probably in 2011. I took part in the 1991 census that was conducted there as the deputy chief statistician for the government. And we just have lost our way where that is concerned. And so it is just amazing as we go along. All right. So we are having an open line this afternoon. We are taking your calls and various matters of concern that have been raised. We'd love to hear from you, of course. The numbers to call: 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097. And if you're calling from the overseas line, it's 305-432-9624.
In London, Goldwyn is now retired and back living in Dominica enjoying his pension. He too shook a smile so we can see the gold teeth, and too shook a young. I met him coming out of Floss's with the help of some staff carrying different foods, drinks, and meats to his vehicle. Myself too fast to go and ask the man what's up. Is their story start? And when we finish to have our words, so the Kadimo de San Dominic for Finila. I said, Goldwyn, speak in English, don't force it. Then he said, I shop with intelligence, yeah? At Floss's, you get the most reasonable prices. Quarter bag flour, rice, sugar, milk, beers, soft drinks, water, rum, and so much more. Prices and quantities to fit your needs, mate. Mama, they come on here, mate, planner. Because you just come down and want to tell me what I know about Flosses already. That's where I shop. It's not you alone that want to save money but still get the quality goods. That's right. And if you're listening to this ad, go and check out Flosses for yourself. Next to the Rosal Market. You can't miss it.
Now opened on Sunday.
Big news, Dominica! Druid Center is now even closer to you with the opening of Druid Center Express, conveniently located on Cork Street, right next to Fresh Market. Get all your home improvement essentials fast with everything from tools and paints to home decor and more. Plus, enjoy the same great service you know and trust. Now, just a quick stop in the city. Visit us today at Do It Center Express, your partner in home improvement, now closer than ever.
Okay, let's go back to the telephone. Stuck on the block. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Doc. It's me again.
Yes, good afternoon.
They started a census during the election reform review, during the election confirmation and those things there early. But I don't know if it's what I tell them that make it just dead by the wayside. Because when they were coming, I tell them that is for what they tell me census. I say no, tell them you see me standing in my yard and that is all. I do have question. I do have no question to answer. Because now is not the time for that. Now is the time for election reform, whatever it is. And from that, I just get tiny diary and I didn't hear anything again. Thank you.
All right, seem to have disappeared. Good afternoon. Welcome to Talk on the Block.
Dr. Thompson Fountain, I would like to ask the citizens of this country, based on what occurred at the Dominica Grammar School, namely the collapse of the school while it was under construction, is there any citizen in Dominica who feels comfortable or who would feel comfortable sending their child to that school now based on the utterances of the Prime Minister and the promises of an investigation which we have not heard the results of? Is there anybody out there who'd like to call and tell us that they're comfortable they would send their child to this school? I'm listening. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, we have been getting quite a few of those, if you like, voicemails. So we're going to be playing some more of them for you. Let's listen to this one concerning the call by the Prime Minister for a national unity government.
Raise that concern here so that we can start talking about it a little bit. And that concern that I have is that Roosevelt has made it clear once again. He gives you warning in advance many times, and we tend to miss those warnings or ignore them until it slaps us in the face. Roosevelt has made it clear that after winning the next election, in his mind, he's going to win it. After winning the next election, he is going to implement a government of national unity, and that government of national unity will be backed up by a framework, which is a legal framework, which will have to be passed in Parliament, where he would have a majority that would simply vote it in without question. And that the only way to get rid of that framework once it is law would be for you to go back to Parliament, challenge it in Parliament, and retract it in Parliament. Now, if he is removing every possibility of any other group other than that which he leads being part of Parliament and having the opportunity to change legislation in Parliament, then whatever framework it is that he intends to bring, if he does succeed in making it appear once again that he's won the election, and he brings that framework before Parliament, has it passed, and has it on the backs of the people, we will be once again stuck with legislation that is not in favor of the people and not in the interest of the state and the betterment of a free and fair democratic way of life. Nobody seems to be discussing that utterance. Nobody seems to be worried about what he said. Are we going to wait until it actually starts happening before we speak on it? Or are we going to snuff it out now before it is even implemented? Are we going to speak to the people about what was said and explain to them that yet again, just like he removed the rights for them to decide who their parliamentary representatives will be, just like he imposes all these things on them, just like he's imposed an electoral commission on the people that is keeping his will at the forefront in terms of the type of electoral system that we have. Once again, he's proposing something else that's going to reduce the rights of the people and the power of the people to bring about change, and we are ignoring it. I await your responses. Blessed day, everybody.
This is Talk on the Block, and we're talking about various issues. Now, I have here a memo or letter from the Dominica Hospitals Authority that was released about 2 weeks ago. And the subject is implementation of technological administrative fees. Okay. And it basically said that subsequent to a decision taken by the board of directors of the Dominica of the DHA, that's the Dominica Hospital Authorities, on 19th of May 2026, we can now implement with immediate effect a technology administrative fee for imaging studies done here at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. As discussed, clients should be advised of the same by cashiers as per approved script and schedule attached. Okay, so that's a letter coming from the hospital administration to the manager of the accounting services, indicating that from that day forward, patients at the China Friendship Hospital would be charged an administrative fee. And now, with the announcement of a pending by-election, we are receiving this other notice from the same hospital authorities that is dated. Well, this one is not dated. This one is not dated, but it does indicate, and I'm gonna go there and because the person that gave it to me, I assume, knows what they're talking about. So it says that the Dominica Hospital Authorities would like to inform you of an update regarding the hospital technology fee. Effective immediately, patients who qualify for a government waiver, that are those who are under 18 and over 6 years of age, will now be required to contribute 25% of the fee. This contribution will help support the maintenance and improvement of our medical equipment. So the technology fee, persons who normally get a waiver, those who are under the ages of 18 and those over the ages of 60 who normally get a waiver of the fees paid at the hospital, they are now saying that they will have to pay 25%. 25% is what the government is asking of those who would normally receive a waiver. All right, so just thought we'd bring that to your attention there this afternoon as we move along. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have some more of your calls right here on Talk on the Block.
KFC. KFC. Looking for some place to go. Red variety meals for soul. KFC. Grab your family and your friends. Join in the experience. KFC. It's the place to be. Made for you and me. KFC. KFC. It's finger licking good.
Fuel your farm with premium animal feeds at Bloombox. We're excited to announce a major expansion to our lineup. Bloombox Farm and Garden Center is now your go-to supplier for high-quality animal feeds. From poultry to livestock, we provide the specialized nutrition your animal needs to thrive. Our feed portfolio includes poultry solutions, swine care, small pet and livestock. Visit Bloombox in Roseau on the corner of Hanover Street and Drury Lane, or Bloombox Goodwill, 66 Federation Drive, Goodwill. Let's bloom together.
Fresh Market Pharmacy has expanded to customers with its new additional location at Best Price. 2 convenient locations on the Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard and at Best Price Riverbank. Fresh Market Pharmacy provides over-the-counter medication, health and personal care, prescription drugs, and natural supplements. Our experienced pharmacists and technicians provide the best quality services. Call 225-6883, 255-6875. WhatsApp 316-0310. Your prescription bill just got lowered.
Hardware and home improvement, building supplies for you, kitchen appliances, even home decor too, lumber, lawn, all your garden supplies, plumbing, welding, electrical supplies.
Visit Do It Center at the former J. Nassif Hardware location on Goodwill Road. Call us at 255-6890.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it Center.
The hurricane season is upon us. Q95 FM Radio, your lifeline during the hurricane season. Stay informed and stay prepared.
Dignity of our people. Where once we worked the fields, where once our young people worked in good jobs in Roseau, now we have our people having to line up to go and beg a palrep for $1. They are passing around, throwing envelopes in your hand. Envelopes after 26 years. A government without a record, but there's a record, but without a good record. A government that has a record of poverty, a record of misery on the Dominican people, a record of making Dominica to become what we call a pariah state, where America is saying, no pavle so a pay no. Pavini.
Can you imagine that? For years we have enjoyed that relationship, and now that is gone because of this government who does not care about the people of Dominica. But you'll see a different United Workers' Party government because we care. You have heard and seen Danny Lugay. You have seen his representation in Parliament. You have seen how passionate he has been. And you heard the speaker earlier says, after the hurricane, Danny submitted 500 names to this government. 500 names for support, for little galvanage, for a roof over their heads. And not one pion, not one person in Roseau-North got that support that was submitted by your pal rep. And that is the kind of government we have. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, we have to remove this government. We have to vote them out. We must vote them out. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a little bit of what we are going to do for you. We are going to transform Dominica. The United Workers' Party is going to transform this country. And how are we going to do this? We are going to transform this country by once again returning pride and dignity to the people of this country. No more will you go up a ministry step in search of $100 or $10 from a pirate. Those days will be over. Those days will be done for. Our dignity will be restored, where our young people will be able to hold their heads high, find good paying jobs, and come back and say, Mommy, hold that. Papa, hold that. Sister, hold that. That is where we are going to take this country, not to have our parents walking up a step of a ministry to get a $10. What a shame. That should never be part of our culture here in Dominica. That should never happen in this country. A country that has so much resources. A country that God has blessed us with so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been in so many countries. I have seen so many different governments operate. This government is by far the worst government I have seen anywhere in the world. That is true. Anywhere. The absolute worst government. You know, a government is supposed, the first job of a government, the first task when you put your ex, l'air ou mettez quoi pour un gouvernement. Premier bagay is supposé faire, c'est pour travailler pour, et pas supposé travailler pour quoi. The government is supposed to work for the people of the country. When you put your cross and say, here, we give you our cross, we give you our support, they're supposed to go and work for you. And the job of a prime minister is to go to bed every night thinking of how I am going to improve the lives of the people of my country. That is his only job. But we have a prime minister who every single day is flying overseas. God knows where he's going to, without even the decency of telling the people of Dominica where he's going to. Because it's our taxpayer dollars that allows him to board this plane. It is our taxpayer dollars that caused him to buy the $6,000 shoe. It is our taxpayer dollars. And yet, he does not even have the dignity to say, I'm going to this country on your behalf. He just flies out. And in the meantime, people are getting up at night with leaky roofs on their heads. People have to wake up in the night and put a pail to collect water in their rooms because their roofs are leaking. And one man is wearing $6,000 shoe, pretending to be the world boss. And we are here accepting this, Dominica. We have to teach this man a lesson. We have to teach him a lesson. And ladies and gentlemen, I have good news for you. Right here, the people of Tarish, you're going to have the privilege to start it off. We are going to win this constituency by over 2,000 votes. And you're going to do it for Danny Nuge. Ladies and gentlemen, this is serious, you know. This Prime Minister promised that he was going to resign last April. Mais la vie do, 64,000 coming in every month, and you know, that's too nice to live, and flying private jet overseas and so on, doing God knows what, while the people of Dominica is in the state that they are. Poverty rampant. I'll give you a story, and everywhere I go, I'll give the story. A few days ago, I was in my constituency in Rivia Sirik, and I knocked on a lady, a single mother with 3 daughters in her home. She invited me to come and sit down in her house, and we started to talk. And this young lady with 3 daughters, all in school, tells me she has not had a warm meal in 4 days. That's in Dominica. The same Dominica where a prime minister oversees promenade. The same Dominica where our people can hardly make ends meet. The same Dominica where a government has neglected the people of Tarish Pit. And I don't have to tell you of your struggles, you know it. And this lady did not have a warm meal, not because she did not want to cook, not because she was sick. She could not because her gas ran out. $43. $43 is what she did not have to get a warm meal. And we are sitting around as if everything is okay. Everything is not okay in this country. It is not okay when a prime minister can move from zero to literally hundreds of thousands of dollars, we are told, in bank accounts everywhere. It is not fair on the people of Dominica. Mothers are going to bed every night crying tears because they are not able to feed their children. We have cases of young children fainting in assembly school. And I was reminding my own pal rep of what happened in her own school a few years ago. And I say, after what you know of this government, you still went in and support this government.
All right, we're going to come back to this in a little bit, but let's take this call. Good afternoon. Talk on the block. Hello, good afternoon. All right, caller, you've been trying for the longest while to get to us, and we took a break. And all right, caller, good afternoon. Go ahead, please. All right, so we're going to continue with this.
I will say the same to this power. You know what this government is doing. You know only therefore this government. You know this government does not care about the people of this country. Why are you supporting this government? And I was telling Miss Greta, because she gave me the story of this child. Whilst they were in assembly in the morning, the child fell down. Child fainted. They took the child to the hospital. The nurse asked the child, when last did you have something to eat? The child said, the last time I ate was when I got lunch at school the day before. So this child went home, had no dinner. The child got up, had no breakfast. And the child is hoping that the day will pass fast so that they can have lunch. How is that child supposed to learn? And there are cases like this, we don't hear about it. But that is the country that we live in. That is our Dominica today. A country where, as a child of the 80s, you were so proud of Dominica. We were going places. We were going places. Now, every little country leaving us behind. Every little country. You can drive across St. Kitts in 10 minutes from end to end. But that is where our people in Dominica are finding a little job. Ladies and gentlemen, this is serious business. This is about your life. This is about your livelihoods. This is about the future of your children. Do not take this thing for a joke. Do not take this thing for a joke. Because right now, I am sure you know that this government, you only pay you asu. What's next again? Asu kunu. Asu kuau. Right there. Yes, they have the big foot of government on our necks. That is why this election is important. That is why, whether it's a by-election or a general election, that is why you have to go out there and you have to vote. But not only vote for anybody. Don't mind that they come with nice speeches. Don't mind that they give you the red envelopes. Don't mind that they give you the CWO. Because it looks like that's all they're doing to our young people. CWO cannot pay the bills. I have nothing against CWO. It's nice to free up. But you cannot have our young people freeing up all the time. And then they get up on Monday morning and they have nothing to do. Their only dream is to leave this country. And they will go by any means. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is why we're here tonight. That is why we're here tonight to remind you of your responsibility, not to me, not to Danny Lugay, not to the United Workers' Party, but the responsibility is to yourself and to your children. It is to yourself and to your children to do the right thing. And what is the right thing? The right thing is to vote them out. And vote in the United Workers' Party in Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen of Tariff Street, we are depending on you. Ladies and gentlemen of Roseau North constituency, we are depending on you. To the people of Dominica, we are depending on you. We have to change that. We have to bring back a government that will work every day on the behalf of the people of this country. And that is what we will do with our 10 pillars. Because with our 10 pillars, we will revive the economy. Et puis c'est là où il faut. C'est là où il faut. C'est là où il faut. C'est marchand. Là, il finit pour ranger l'économie. You can créer tout partout. Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Indonesia, South Sudan, tout partout. You can créer moins parce que you savent moins fort. And so, ladies and gentlemen, tonight I give you a solemn promise that if you vote for Danny Lugay and across Dominica, you vote for the candidates of the United Workers' Party, you vote for me as the next Prime Minister of Dominica to transform this country. Moi, c'est un docteur pour l'économie. Moi connaître ça pour faire certains on est l'argent pour chou. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is serious business. I am sick and tired of this government. After 26 years, my last APO, we are tired. The people of Dominica want change. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you lent for the past 4 years or 3.5 years. You borrowed your constituency was borrowed by the Labour Party. We are going to take it back. We are going to say, Danon, not yours. They have enjoyed their 3.5 years, so I say. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what I want us. I want that win to be big. So don't stay at home. Don't stay at home when the election is called. Come out in your numbers. Ensure that your neighbor comes with you to the polling booth. And give your support to Tani Luge, the man who is man enough for Rosenhoff. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I could go on and on and on. But in the weeks and months to come, you'll be hearing more about our plan for shared prosperity. We will all rise together. The days of a government for the few is over. We will be a government for all of Dominica. We will be a government that will make sure that we all rise together, that no Dominican is left behind, that no Dominican will have to get up, that no Dominican will have to get up at 1 o'clock in the morning because they are getting wet. We will have a housing program to ensure that there's proper housing for our people. Ladies and gentlemen, we will ensure that there will be a health insurance scheme, a national health insurance scheme. I cannot tell you the number of people as we go through the various villages that tell us they do not want to come to that hospital. Many of, especially the older folks, they will tell us, we have already told our families, if we fall sick, kitenu la nuye. They do not want to go to this hospital because they fear, in some cases, they don't have the money. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we will ensure that every single Dominican is covered. So that when you need the medical assistance, when you need to be flown overseas, you're not going to call Matt. You're going to show your insurance card. That is what we are offering, ladies and gentlemen. We are offering to fix this high cost of living. We are offering, ladies and gentlemen, to fix the high cost of living. We are offering, ladies and gentlemen, to change the tax system in this country. This country is one of the most highly taxed countries in the world. We are paying tax upon tax, excise, customs, a fee by there, VAT, sales, you name it, all sorts of taxes. In Dominica, we have a VAT and we have income tax. A long time ago in Antigua, they removed that. Antigua, there's no income tax. They only have a VAT, but we have a VAT. So they take money on you there. They come back, they take another portion on the VAT. And they're not even happy with that. You bring a little vehicle from overseas, a little ride, you just want to move around. No big flashy ride, not just enough to move from here to there. And the government is telling you they want $10,000. $10,000. But we will remove, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. A United Workers' Party will remove this environmental levy of $10,000 on the backs of the Dominican people. This will be gone in day one. And we will review the tax system to streamline the taxes so that you do not have to be overtaxed. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, you will have enough money in your pocket to take care of your business. You will not need a power. You will not need a power. You will not need a prime minister with cash in his drawer. Ladies and gentlemen, better days are ahead for us. I know you've been there, you've been patient, and I feel like going on and on. I'm energized by your presence, energized by the crowd, by all of you who've come out tonight, by the support you've seen. I want to say a special good night to Honorable Lennox Linton, who is with us here. I want to say a big up to all of the other members of the United Workers' Party who are there with us. We are here together. We are here in unity. We are here in support of Tony Caruso. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to join us tomorrow at Foncole. The hard work continues. We are going to be moving across this country. The blue wave is moving across Dominica. And the blue wave is going to start here in the Rosenhoff constituency and roll across Salisbury. Good night, Terry Smith.
Hey, what's up, digital family? Let me ask you something. Ever notice how paying a bill always feels harder than it should? Passwords, logins, trips to the store, all that time and effort? Yeah, nobody has time for that. Sweet and simple. Introducing SwiftPay, the fast and secure way to pay your digital bill online in 3 easy steps. And the best part, you don't have to log in. No app to download, just straight business. Anybody can use it. Once you have your account number, you're good to go. Here's how it works. Step 1, enter your account number. Step 2, add your contact information to get your receipt. Step 3, enter your card details and submit. And just like that, payment done. Quick, faster than a Swift Sport on a highway. Now you might be wondering, is it safe though? Of course. This is Major Mistake approved. SwiftPay uses the same secure system as the MyDigital app and meets international PCI security standards. That means your information is fully protected, no funny business. Pay with Visa, MasterCard or American Express. Credit or debit, easy. Once you're done, you'll get a success page that's your official receipt. Download it, save it, or get a copy by email or SMS. Just remember, make sure you enter the correct account number because your payment goes exactly where you send it. And no, SwiftPay isn't replacing the MyDigital app. The app is still there for full account control. SwiftPay is just for those moments when you want fast, no login, no hassle payment. So next time your bill is due, don't stress. Go online, use SwiftPay. 3 steps, no login, instant payment. Simple, secure, swift. That's SwiftPay for you.
Mouvement Créole à Secure. Tout le monde créole pour attention. Comité pour études créole Dominique. Et puis Radio QFM qui a présenté Mouvement Créole. Tous les mardis soirs, 6 après-midi. Information, blagues, interviews, l'histoire, proverbe. discussion, reportage, apprendre parler et puis écrit créole, lien avec ton peuple créole, bon musique créole, mouvement créole. Nous faisons rendez-vous, messieurs, mesdames, tous les mardis soirs, QFM, qui est frappé avec bon parole créole. Sans ça participer, qui est nous, rapidement, Timama là, mouvement créole, à seconde station QFM, watchez avec nous, tous les mardis soirs, 6h, pour mouvement créole. Matchez ça!
Good afternoon. Welcome back. You are on Talk on the Block. Good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, caller. Go ahead, please. All right. Caller, good afternoon. Go ahead, please. It's 20 minutes going up before the about 3 o'clock. And let me just inform you that tomorrow, for tomorrow's Talk on the Block program, we'll be having a special guest in studio. We have invited Ms. Juliet Shillingford, who is the designated candidate of the United Workers' Party in the Roseau Central constituency. She will be here to share her thoughts and ideas and vision for Roseau Central. So you do not want to miss that, okay? Check it out tomorrow. Good afternoon, caller.
Dr. Fountain, I've come across this situation which has been a little confusing, and I'd like somebody to answer the questions that I have. I've taken people to the hospital who are visitors to the island, and when they come out and I'm taking them back to their hotel, they seem confused. And when I inquire about the confusion, they're indicating to me that there was no charge. And they said, well, we left our credit card information and everything with them just in case that, there was going to be a charge. But the nurse told us there was no charge. And I've come across this more than once. So I'm asking the question, are visitors to Dominica, do they get free health care? That is the question I'm asking. Because these people come out, they expect to pay. And Americans particularly, they know how much health care costs in America. They are expecting to pay, and they're confused that they did not have to pay. So please inquire for me, Mr. Dr. Fountain, if visitors get free health care in Dominica. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, caller. I will certainly do so. Yes. That's a very good and pertinent question. All right. We have with us in studio, we have a very special guest here in studio with us. The man, Danny Luge. Danny, he's just dropping by the studio this afternoon. He's up and about in the Roseau North constituency, but came by to tell us a few things about what is going on. Danny, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Dr. Thompson Fountain. Good afternoon, Tom. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, well.
Well, I'm I'll have had my lunch yet, Tom, but I'm bubbling with
Bubbling.
energy.
I noticed that,
Bubbling with
Danny, you're energized.
Confident but not complacent, Tom.
That is excellent,
Yes,
excellent.
yes, yes.
And I can understand why you feel that way, because the love and the good vibe from the people of Rosenhoff has just been overwhelming the last few days.
Certainly. You must have felt some of it on Saturday,
Absolutely,
Tom.
absolutely. In Fort Coley.
Up and down the hill
Yes,
in Fort Coley. We
absolutely.
love our Fort Coley people.
Yes,
This is
yes.
one area in my constituency. You just can't fool anybody.
Everybody, yes, yes.
You
And
just
I
can't
like
fool
the
anyone.
fact that they're mostly independent, and they're saying that they don't need government intervention, that they build their homes with their own hands. We got that story over and over again.
And really, when you look at the homes, the houses in Fort Coley, these are people who built their own homes. You would have recalled, Tom, because you grew up, you lived a little bit in the Pottersville area.
That's correct, yes.
Back then, they were just wooden houses.
No, this is correct.
Now you have mansions, and not from handouts. People pull themselves up by their bootstrap. And that is testament to what people can do for themselves. People have added 1 floor and 2 floors. You know, but you could take that color. So you have a color.
No, but something seems to be wrong with this line, because the colors are not going through. Good afternoon, caller. Hello, good afternoon. On the overseas line.
Okay.
There seems to be a problem with the overseas line. Okay. So until it's fixed, there's nothing that we can do. It does not seem to be functioning. Yes.
Yes, but talking about Fort Coley, and Fort Coley is not the only hamlet in Rosenhoff where people have expanded on their homes, put another floor, and if they're of retirement age, they can enjoy their retirement. And it's from their hard work.
Yeah. And
What
then they made it clear, Danny, that they're independent. They worked hard for what they have, and they don't need these handouts from the government.
Yeah, young people, and
I was
when
impressed.
some people say that Dominicans cannot work or they don't want to work, I don't subscribe to that script. What it is that if you figure, you're really not getting a fair wage for your services, you're going to be demotivated and
That's
demoralized.
right. That's
But if you get a decent salary and you can add a little piece to your house, you can send your child to school. And that is the story of Fort Coley area and other places in the hamlet. But in particular, because it's up on the hill,
Right.
everyone
Everybody
can see it.
That is right.
And
That
when
is
you
right.
get up to Fort Coley and you look down, that's $1 million view there. And, I give my solemn promise, under the leadership of Dr. Thompson Fountain, one of my major projects, and I will tell you more about that on Thursday night in Fort Coley, bottom of the hill. We start at 6:30. I will expand on some of the ideas. But we certainly wish to set up a vendor's arcade. Vendors must have a permanent home. You cannot have a government. They're going on their 27th year, promising vendors of Dominica, the Bayfront vendors, a permanent home. And after 27 years, they can't do it. If they can't do it after 27 years, they cannot do it at all.
That is
Period.
correct. That is correct.
Period. And if
That
you
is
could do it and you didn't do it, you are mischievous. So we give our solemn promise. What does it take to set up a 4-story building on the public works side? I'm having my research done to find out if that site was sold.
Okay.
We, the people, if it was sold, we, the people, want back our land. This land was set aside for port expansion in the days of Dame Eugenia Charles. And we verily believe that this land must be left in the public hands. We will set up a tourist reception center where tourists will come in there. They'll take their tours to the various sites and they come back in there. There will be the vendors arcade at the bottom floor, and the upper floors, you'll have things like hair salons, massage salons, restaurants with seafood fresh from the fishermen of Fort Coley and Pottersville and Yampis, And then on a Wednesday night and a Friday night, we'll have an event, a little festival like every Wednesday night with quiet music, not loud bang bang music. And we have musicians of Rosenhoff, Shelley and the Signal Band. They'd come and play nice, easy music where families can come out together, intermingle with tourists, and you
I like that.
You'll have games night, you'll have, how they call it, video games. I forget how they call it.
Video games?
Yeah, so you have it, video arcades, where tourists can come enjoy themselves, locals can come, and it will be known as the seafood capital of the Caribbean because we have the fishermen of Focoli. I think when they do the records, the statistics of their catch, I think they have one of the largest catches in Dominica. I cannot confirm that, but I've got that from a fisherman there. So what I'm saying, fishermen wouldn't have to struggle to sell their fish. And the young chefs of the area of Rosenhof and other areas could come in. But that area would be like Gozile in St. Lucia, where on a Wednesday night and a Friday night we'd welcome people. All seafood and other things, steamers, but into the whole theme of seafood. And then it's fresh from the sea into your plates. And then we'd encourage the people of Focoli, those that higher up that can plant and already planting. We'd make sure there's some of them who do not have water in this day and age. And to do farming without water is a problem.
Right.
So these farmers up on the hill, we'd encourage them to do their cabbage and carrots, and they would supply the restaurants in that vendors arcade and the restaurants of the tourist reception center and on the upper floors for young entrepreneurs who would get a chance to ply their trade. But we need to create jobs.
Absolutely.
When tourists come to Dominica, they must have a place to go. They must have entertainment. Dominicans must have entertainment. And we bring in new money, which is the tourist dollar, circulating in the community and going out to other areas. So this is just a little taste of my plan. Come Thursday night at the bottom of the Focoli, you'll get more of my plans, and I'm sure Dr. Thompson Fountain, I will show you how it will fit into the 10-pillar plan.
Absolutely.
And we'll have lots of other local speakers who will tell you about the community. Can you imagine up at Mount Daniel? For 27 years, this government have been promising the Ravin Cock Link Road. We've seen what has happened in the past when the rocks come tumbling down.
Right.
There are 2 link roads. One is by Ravin Cock and one behind Lyndhurst. For God's sake, what does it take to fix those roads after 27 years? And you're telling me about new plans and what you promised to do? I want to get your report card for 27 years.
That is it.
Give me your report card. And the people of Rosenhof can tell this present government and the new candidate, I never mentioned my opponents. It has worked well for me in the past against all my opponents. I never decry or put down my opponent. The young lady, it's good that she trying, but she enter in a difficult situation. That's the most I would say about her.
With the wrong party. I mean, as you said, a party that has they have a record, but of non-performance.
Nobody
show.
wants to suffer. But Danny was willing to suffer. Stay in opposition. Never take any bribes. Cannot be bought. Cannot be sold. And so are the people of Rosenhof.
Yes.
They always voted on issues. And we would like to call on other constituencies. Open your eyes. Don't be fooled by every 5-year cycle. 1 year they come giving out gifts wrapped in red, blood red, dirtying up the place with red flags, littering the place. Danny Luge, I would advise my political leader and the leadership of my party, we are putting up any blue flag. If constituents wish to put up, as they did for my Friday meeting gone, that's okay. But we're not going to waste money to litter. We're not going to do that at all.
That is right.
Yeah.
So Danny, the meeting is happening Thursday night, this Thursday
in Focoli, 6:30.
And the flat in Focoli.
Yes. And then I have a second engagement on Friday with the young people of Stock Farm area. I'm hoping, I'll get a decent turnout. I have a young man coordinating for me and a young lady, and the leadership of the party will be meeting and sitting with them. No CWO. We're going to have a real heart-to-heart talk. They can eyeball Thompson Fountain. They can eyeball Danny Luge, the other leaders of our party, and we talk real development. No cocoa magak, no fooling anybody. I don't believe in that. I'm not going to make any promises my party cannot fulfill. And that's one of the things I've done as a candidate for all those years. For all those years, I don't believe in making promises that we cannot fulfill. I think a vendor's arcade is doable. I think the Ravencock Link Road is doable. I think hurricane shelter in Mont Daniel and a facility where tourists can come and look down on the city is doable. I think the link roads are doable. These things are doable.
Yes, indeed.
And the other part I want to talk about, apart from all the jobless young people, businesses are suffering. Haven't you been to Astafan lately where there were 4 and 5 cashiers?
Right.
Cashiers, just one cashier.
Yes.
You can't blame Astafan. It's because the economy is way down.
Yes.
So don't come trying to fool people at the 11th hour. We don't buy that. We don't buy that in Rosenhof. And we ask other constituencies, as I'm sure they are doing, to open your eyes. Open your eyes for your children's sake. Open your eyes. You have parents who can't go to graduation in the US today.
Because of that. Okay, let's take this caller. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Thompson. Good afternoon, Danny.
Hi, good afternoon.
Danny, I must call to support you on that arcade business because that has been your cry from day one since the public work you hear that was going to be available. And you have been asking for that from day one. And I pray to God by the name of blood of Jesus that Danny, the people of Fokole and Rosenhof really listen to you and give you the votes and the mandate you require. May God bless you, my boy. My family, blessed.
I receive that blessing in humility. And that is what that will take us forward. God's blessing. And I'm not ashamed. Every platform I go, I'm not afraid or ashamed to proclaim the name of my Messiah, my Savior. You know, it's not, that's how I live my life. That's what I learned from my parents. Hard work and faith in God. My dad pulled himself up by his bootstrap. He had to leave school early. And he died leaving assets in the million. You understand? From hard work, I'm not ashamed.
Yes.
So I cannot be ashamed to talk about God's blessing on me. And it doesn't matter what they try. They cap it bombing with their millions. By God's grace, I'm confident but not complacent. And with the support of the people of Rosenhof, we will pull it through in a handsome way.
Danny, I wanted to address that because somebody is saying all you had better get some money for those young people.
Yes. There will always be some young. From day one, Tom, I've always told the young people who are asking, show the money. Show the money. I tell them, no, I rather show you a plan where you're going to be employed to earn your own money. Teach a man to fish. If you teach a man to beg, he'll be begging all your life. You think Scary is not fed up with people coming to beg him. But what we see is that the red clinic is simmering down, but election time again. Can you imagine, Tom, that the treasury is empty, but the Labour Party kitty can never run dry?
It looks like the Labour Party has more money than the Democratic government.
Where is that money coming from, Tom? I think I have an idea. I think it's our own money. I think it is passport money.
Since they are not making money, then...
I think it's diverted. Monies that was supposed to go for hotel projects that was inflated, the budget was inflated, and they have that money just giving out in huge amounts. But the people...
And then we heard quite a lot about it on Saturday, right?
Yes.
2,000 by there, 2,500 by there.
Yeah, they're coming to my suppers, but my supporters are not foolish. I tell them, so what happened? We stupid, no. So they can keep coming.
Yes.
And I'm happy that my supporters can get some money. Yeah?
But I was a little concerned about this comment because in that comment is as if they're saying, well, Labour is giving money, so workers should also give money. We are saying, no, we are presenting a plan that will create jobs. You just put down a plan.
That's correct.
For these
vendors arcade, tourist reception center.
That will create dozens of jobs, create more opportunities for the people to grow their vegetables and so on, supply and so
people
on.
In the music
opportunities for the fishermen. So that is what you want to do, so that people will have money year round.
Year round. There will be no need
bringing
ask
money.
me or any other candidate or any government. In any constituency, there's always need. There's, elderly people. There's, people who are sick, so there will always be that need. I understand that. But when you have young people who are vibrant and they are demanding money of me, I sit down with them and tell them, no, that's not the way. You're not going to make it in any country that way. You need to, and guess what? In Rosanov, we have seen that ambition among young people.
Yes.
They have done it. I can point to people in Fokole, in Yampis, in Tarish Pit, who have built their own homes. They've added a little piece for their retirement and they're renting it out. They've put another floor, So
yeah, and then you just made a very good point there. These very same young people that the government feels they have to give them a handout. If they leave Dominica tomorrow to go to Guadeloupe or to St. Martin, they work. They go to work. They don't sit home and expect the government to give them something.
Guess what?
They're out there working.
Guess what, Tom? There are people calling me from St. Martin. Yesterday I got from St. Martin, Guadeloupe, Matic, Dominicans that tell me, should I come back home? I tell them, the United Workers' Party will be in government and we have a plan. But I'm not going to tell you to come back immediately.
Just yet.
And they're very concerned. And when they hear my voice with you, was it last week?
Last week, Monday.
They said, boy, when they heard some of my plans, they really want to come back home. So one asked me, Danny, are you going to do like the Labour Party and pay for tickets? I tell them, no. Danny is a man of principle. I cannot be fighting something and doing the same thing. If you are able to pay your way, I welcome you home. But I stand on principle. I don't believe in bribing anybody. I don't believe in treating anybody. I was raised well. I wasn't dragged up like some people. I was raised well, and my principles are like solid timber, nuggets of gold, instilled in my DNA from great parenting. And right now they are going to the great beyond. It's my turn to pray for my children and grandchildren and my siblings. And every day I wake up early, Thompson, to do just that. To pray for my country, to pray for my family, to pray for my siblings, to pray. People would send me prayer requests, which I'd put in the Luges chat room and would, pray for people. It's our duty now as parents. That's what kept me alive. When I didn't have a care in this world, my mom was praying for me and saved me from a lot of things. So parents, I want to appeal to you. I'm not talking about church and I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about having a relationship with the Almighty who put the breath of life in your body. When you wake up, say, thank you, Lord. Be grateful. But pray for your family and pray for your children. It's difficult times. We had the loss of a young man in Rosanov recently. He hanged himself. That was so sad. That is people and youth I know who have lost hope, Thompson. It hurts my heart. There's a lot of hopeless people.
That's right.
Now it's not time to play. Wake up, young people. Don't be fooled by the bribes. Once in 5 years, they come in with your 10,000. 5,000, I'm almost choking.
Almost, yes.
Almost choking.
Yes, absolutely.
But wake up, young people. Wake up, Rosanov. Let us send a signal that it's time for change. It is time to do something for ourselves. We've given one man near 27 years, and today you cannot make it in your country. All you want to do is run away. And now you can't even run away to the United States of America, where a lot of our families are. Parents can go to graduation. I just met a lady who told me, Danny, I'm going. My daughter is sick, and she hoping that they gives her at least 3 months because the operation is going to be done. It's a serious one. I won't call any names. I won't say what it is. I won't say who it is because that is private information. And she's wondering, so much uncertainty, interrupted the safety architecture of the United States. Now we fill in the brunt directly. We can't go to our children's graduation. We can't get a visa. Just to get a visa, you have to put down, is it 15,000 US?
Yes.
15,000 US.
42,000
A
EC
door
dollars.
closed on us because of the recklessness of our leader. What else do I have to say? I've presented some of my plan for employment. Let's take that.
Let's take. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Dr. Fountain.
Yes, good afternoon.
And Danny, big up.
Yes, my friend and
yes,
brother.
Danny, that's Bob Marley.
Pray for us, Bob Marley. Pray for us. That people's eyes open like it is wide open in Rosanov. Their eyes are open. Believe me.
Yeah, but listen to me. When they come giving people the little, excuse me, the little packages with the $200-300, you always have to remind the people of how much they take in. Roosevelt Scary doesn't give. He cannot give what is his own. When he come and give you $300, he taking $2 million. He say he give you apartment. He taking how many mansions? You understand? That is pure Cooper tricks. One for me, one for me, one for me, one for you. One for me, one for me, one for you. One for me, one for me, one for me, one for you. So that nigga cannot be full with a little 200 and a little package to buy people and buy people. They're supposed to know Roosevelt Scary all tricks. They're tired, they're dishonest, they don't have no respect for people, they don't respect the law, the constitution out of it. It's time for them to go down, and I'm glad you're going to do it once more time, one time again. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Danny, we're rapidly running out of time, but in addition to the meeting with the young people, which we're certainly looking forward to in the Stockholm area, there is also an activity on Saturday. Tell us what it is.
Yes, on Saturday we will be going into Yampis area, and what we intend to do, every community we go to, we start off on the ground talking to people, young people, old people, elderly people, and preparing them for a public meeting either the following week. So the following week we'll have a meeting in Yampis. But Yampis, we come in your way.
Yes.
Look out, and I think Tom, you have a lot of people from your constituency living in Yampis.
That is correct.
So on Saturday,
that is correct.
From 2
So I'm looking
o'clock,
forward to
we'll
that.
be entering Yampis, and we will win that election with love, pure love. Not promises of money, but promises of employment,
That is
where
it.
people can earn their own money. Isn't that better, young people, that you can earn your own money? Don't be fooled by that strategy of the one who giving you a check and money's in a red envelope, and in 2 days it's gone. Right? You have 365 days in a year. They give you an envelope, and you're so excited in 1 day, 2 days, the money finished, and you're back to square one. You know, in Rosanov, believe me, we have wise people in Rosanov. And our business people, they're really fed up of this broken economy.
Yeah,
Broken
because they're suffering. People have no
business
money.
people have a lot of
Businesses
business
are
friends.
hurting.
You know, I'm
yeah.
not going to call any names.
Yeah.
I don't want them to attack the businesses more than they're attacking them more. But I have some good friends in the business sector. And, you know, they're trying their best. You know, they're trying their best. Some of them had to close some, you know, outfits, you know, to consolidate, to make it in this tough time. Tom, I am free score and counting, right? And I am past free score and half of the other decade. I've never seen it so tough in Dominica. Tom, you remember what we saw in Fokole in the shop?
Yes.
In that shop on the flat.
Could never
the
forget
lady
that.
told me, and I said, Tom, I don't think Tom, even if you're a doctor of economics, I don't think
never
you could break it
expected
down.
that.
That lady.
Yes.
She said that instead of a pound of this and a pound of that, she's selling it half pound. And we stayed in that shop for half an hour, and not one person. And she said 3 hours passing, and she wouldn't see. What other way of breaking down how hard the economy is? Tom, in the 70s, we, the lookers at a grocery shop in Goodwill, we used to sell half pound butter. So we going back 50
2
years
yes.
to sell half pound butter, half pound sugar, half pound rice,
Half-
and it's
half
still
a
not
Jill,
selling
even
half a
half a
Jill
Jill.
of
Of
whatever.
of oil.
She showed us. I just forget to take a picture
Mm.
of the things, half pound this and half pound that.
Mm.
And that is the half pound economy we have under this labor
I mean,
regime.
that is telling on
And
this
people
government.
still cannot buy.
Mm.
And young people of Rosanov, what else you need to hear?
Mm.
We don't have to sell your message in Rosanov. We'll sell that to other people who, you know, but not for Rosanov. The young people are wise. You will get one or two telling you, Mr. Luque, pass it. That's okay. Other friends of them telling them, boy, Mr. Luque don't operate like that, you know. Leave Mr. Luque alone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Mr. Luque, the little children, the first time I ran, I gave them a little one-page manifesto. And they would shout, Danny, the man with the plan in his hand. And soon I'll be releasing my new manifesto for Rosanov, which will fit into our national manifesto, which is our 10-pillar plan. And you will see my vision for Rosanov. They will try to steal some of it, you know, because they are afraid. I heard somebody say on a platform, more votes, what they say, more votes for somebody. You know, they can't come up with authentic statements of theirs. They have to copy. They're not the real thing. But I'm the real thing.
Yes.
And I'm the
And
real
the more
thing.
votes are going for you and for you
And the
only.
real thing is that I have stayed and endured the suffering with my people.
That is it.
There are people who got arrested when I was kidnapped in Mondaniel, and people came down by the position. They got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
After the March 19 thing, there was one lady in Nuela, I can call her name, my cousin. When she heard I got arrested, she came down by the position. They arrested her right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But when I entered that cell, I stayed 3 days and 3 nights, like Jonah in the belly of the whale. You know about that, Tom?
Yes.
Sleeping on the
sea
cold
coast.
cell.
Mm-hmm.
So many of us, I couldn't even stretch my leg properly. That is what they did to me. But they can't break my spirit.
That is
First
it.
thing I did, I was one of the first to enter the cells. I started pacing the cell to calm down myself and started praying. And when others come, we started singing and praying. They can't break my spirit. I'm made of solid timber.
Yes.
They can come after me with their guns and bombs and their big money. But when God bless you, nobody can take that away from you. I am blessed and highly favored.
That is it. Yes, well, Danny, we are just about out of time, and we certainly want to thank you, you know, for coming in, dropping in to let us know what's going on in the Rosanov constituency. Of course, Thursday night meeting in
the flat of
Fokole, Friday night
for the
meeting
youth
with
of
the
Stockholm,
youth
just the youth
of
of Stockholm.
Stockholm, and Saturday afternoon, 2:00, Yampis.
Yes. Where I'll meet some of your people from Monjon
and Grand Four as
Grand
well.
Four.
Yes.
And I don't know if you want to take them with you to vote in Grand Four, but we'll negotiate that.
We'll negotiate. That is correct.
We'll have
that is correct.
good settlement there.
Yes. But then, you
Another
know,
pleasure,
it's
Johnny.
great. It's great to see, like I said, to see the positive reaction of the community around you. It is glad to see the rejection of this candidate on the other side. And just to see that the people of the Rosanov constituency, they're embracing you. I saw it with my own eyes. I was there, I've witnessed it, and I am really, really pleased and thankful that this election we're going to teach this government a serious
One
lesson.
thing before I leave, I have a good friend up in the States. His name Gabriel Christian. And, you know, he already formulating plans for employment in Dominica. And I will share some of that on Thursday on the flat in Fokole.
Excellent.
There are several friends,
and people are willing to help and
I
jump
mentioned
in.
one to you. I won't call his name.
Yes.
A Scotland schoolmate of ours.
Linton,
you know?
Lyndon,
And he too is well accomplished and he's willing to work with us. We want to let the diaspora know that the relationship that we will have with them, you know, is a real relationship, just like the Jamaicans did, the Jamaican diaspora, where we can ship our products, our pepper sauce in a container, and then our people will be distributing it.
Yes.
You know, real relationship, and then our accomplished sons and daughters of the soil can come back and give back, not abusing them by selling them tickets to vote in election,
That
but
is
by
it.
embracing them and having them part of the Dominican economy.
That is it.
You understand?
That is
So that
it.
is what we will do.
All right, wonderful. All right, so we are out of time. Thank you so much, Dominica, for joining us, and thank you for being a part of Talk on the Block. Remember, tonight is the Global View on Q. We'll be back on the radio tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow afternoon, we'll be having a special guest, Juliet Shillingford, our candidate for the Roseau Central constituency, with all plans and the vision for the Roseau Central constituency. As we continue, Dominica, to bring you the very best information, keep it locked to the big station Q95. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.